So Finalmouse have just announced their first ever keyboard called Centerpiece. It's going to be released in early 2023 and the price of the keyboard itself will be $349. Now yes, that might seem expensive, but when you see what this keyboard can actually do, you may think that the price tag isn't that bad, but after watching this video you can make your mind up at the end and let me know. Overall, it's got this pretty innovative LED screen, it's got a ton of features, and it also sounds pretty good as well. Just take a listen. Moving on to the keyboard's features though, first up we've got the insane LED display that you can't ignore. Like, this is definitely going to be the biggest selling point of this keyboard for sure. The display itself is going to be completely customizable. You can have a still image, you can have a video, you can have an animation. Pretty much the possibilities of what you can do with this display are endless, as what they're doing is they're going to have this sort of like Steam store page where you can download skins for the keyboard and you can literally like trade them on Steam. You'll be able to download free keyboard skins or you'll be able to pay for some more premium ones which can be made by any artist. It's all going to be on the Steam store page and I think it's going to work very similar to how skins work on CSGO, where you can literally trade back and forth, and I think there is going to be a rarity system that's very similar to CSGO, so there'll be some rare skins for the keyboard and then some common ones. The next feature is the case in itself. This is going to be a CNC engraved anodized aluminium case that you can see the design on screen right here. Looks incredible. It's very much got that Finalmouse like style to it where it's sort of like Roman, like old school, like godly, and you can just see here the engraving itself looks pretty incredible, and to see that it's actually aluminium and it's going to be very premium is good as well. I'm assuming that if you're pretty rough with your keyboard this will definitely not break. Another feature is the switches. These apparently will be auto lube linear mechanical switches that were co-developed with Gateron, a very popular manufacturer of keyboard switches. According to Finalmouse, they'll feel a lot like Gateron black ink switches, and they'll also feature a faster actuation point with gaming performance in mind. They'll also sound like this on screen. Here's a little snippet. And apparently there'll also be another option at checkout where you can actually buy a Hall effect analog switch available if you want that extra style of switch. I do imagine though that this might be slightly more expensive. Another feature is the keyboard's latency. Apparently it's going to come with a 8K Hz non-matrix scanning architecture, which means this keyboard will be very, very quick. We've obviously seen it with the Razer mouse, that's got the same sort of technology with its mouse, and that's super quick, super low latency. But this keyboard will also have a similar architecture, and apparently it'll also allow you to set the specific actuation and release point distance on the keyboard. So similar to other keyboards like the SteelSeries Apex Pro, you will be able to set this keyboard up to have the lowest latency possible. And a final feature that's worth mentioning is the fact that this keyboard will have its own built-in GPU and CPU, so the keyboard itself will not require any resources from your computer, which I actually heard a lot of as being a concern. A lot of people were thinking, with all these like crazy animations showing up on the LED display, would that sort of take away from your PC's performance? And no, with it having its own like built-in GPU and CPU, it's going to take all of that, so your PC will not get affected. But all of those features right there, guys, and the keyboard itself will cost you $349. What do you think of this price tag after knowing all the features? Do you still think it's super expensive, or do you think it's reasonable? Let me know in the comment section below. But for now, I'll go ahead and leave you guys with the full trailer.